This is going to go well. Hey, we're live. Look at that. I'm just putting a new tripod on, don't worry. Don't be alarmed if it's a bit shaky. I will be with you in a second. And then we'll do put that on there like that.
Sorry, I couldn't get you a red one.
Well, I was bored of red because the other ones are red and they broke. So if we put it there, it's a nice angle. We'll only be running on one line today, so which is the outside line. So there we go. Look at that, nice and easy. Right, that's in a good spot. So that's all sorted. Just load up the live chat. If you are all joining, hello and welcome to another live stream. We're joined by Kelly Ashford. And we're going to be doing a running session as usual. Hopefully no disasters occur this time like they always do, but it goes for good entertainment. So good running, many locos. If you're in the chat, you are perfectly welcome to post requests. And request a locomotive. I will see what I can do. I have 52, so there's quite a lot of locos to choose from.
Add my two. How many does that make?
54, but we're not going to be running L61 Deluxe because it doesn't seem to like the track very well. So there's 53 to choose from, including Kelly's 14 XX. So there's quite a lot of locos, and then you can do any wacky combinations of things. You can have up to, let's say, 2 locomotives to run together, because 3 is just going to be too many for the size of the layout. But yes, we will. We'll start very shortly. I'm just loading up live chat so I can see what you guys want to see, etc.
I've started doing premiere videos.
Yeah, they're like live streams, but not live. They're quite cool, but I don't really do them.
Well, some of my subscribers like the premiere videos I do. One of them is a tour inside Llangollen Railway Engine Shed.
Move them MX5s out the way slightly. I'm going to be on the main channel, but watching from the main channel. So 425 subscribers on this channel now. That's good. On the railway channel, that is. I don't know if it's on the main one, but. Why is it playing my audio? Oh my god, shut up.
Hey, careful, mind your language.
Stupid thing. Come on. Why is it playing my audio? Oh my god, shut up.
Hey, careful, mind your language.
That's that done, that's sorted. This laptop is so damn slow. Let's remove that, so that's good.
Crazy.
That's good. There we go. Goody gumdrops. This is so slow. This is unbelievably slow. You stupid. Oh, right. I will sort this out. This is very, very slow. Also, the screen looks very dim. I don't know why. No, it's on full brightness. Fair enough. It's just probably because we're in the conservatory. Would you like to run your 14XX so people are not bored? Use the one with the little red knob. Swipe the thing across.
Oh, right.
With like a little...
Which
thing at the top.
Yeah, but which direction?
I don't know.
Well, there's only one way to find out then. Hang on.
Oh, it's gone backwards, so the other way. It needs a push. There you go. Don't run it too fast, because we don't want it going everywhere. There we go. We're running this so that you guys have something to actually watch while we prepare. There we go. Right. 997 on the main. It's come apart from the coaches again, Kelly.
Oh,
We've had a disaster.
not so.
It's fine, I'll do it. Pulling all the wiring out doing that.
Hold. You take hold of it. Don't do anything yet.
It's turned off. So
Right. Go for it.
I think the couplings are they're not the right height.
No, they are at the right height.
And not the DJ one's a little bit.
Oh, that.
There we go.
Now that one's a little awkward, but
It is a little bit.
oh, so what? She's pulling them well, isn't she?
Yeah, we won't go as fast this time. Right.
Right.
I've
We
got
are up.
We've got the live chat. Alfie Gould says hello, hi. Make sure we will be doing a podcast with Alfie very shortly, so you will see that in the new year though, that video. So just bear with about that because we've got to edit that stuff. But that'll be really fun. So if you have any requests on what locos you want me to run, obviously drop them in the live chat. I can read the live chat at all times. The trains come apart. Yeah.
Hold it, stop it.
We're giving up with that. I'm going to put another locomotive on. Meanwhile, you can get your requests in chat. We're going to try and rack through quite a few locomotives today, if I can. But I don't know how long that's going to take, but who knows. I'm going to run one that Kelly has not actually seen yet because she's not watched the review because I think she was...
I don't think I have.
Was you having your operation when this was...
I think so.
You might have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry I missed it.
But you can go back and watch it. It is still there.
Yeah. How will Lion do with this?
Really well. Very, very powerful locomotive considering the size. It's also very, 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 very quiet.
Well, I'm happy to say my operation went with flying colours.
Well, that's good. That's all good. There we go. The Lion, looking absolutely tiny, because it is absolutely tiny.
Well,
We're running very well.
well, is she tinier than Rocket or?
No, not as small as Rocket, but not much bigger really.
Oh.
The only loco I wouldn't get. The reason I won't get Rocket is because it doesn't have normal couplings on it.
Well,
And the reason I
yeah,
ended up with
that's the only snag, isn't it?
the Rapido Lion has the normal couplings on it, which is the best feature. Because it can run with normal rolling stock. When else can you run Lion with Great Western Railway coaches, which is not a consist because it's from the technically part of the LMS region, but it should be running with LMS coaches, which it does look incredibly good with LMS coaches. Do you know this is powerful enough to haul those?
Okay, I'll believe you.
It genuinely is. It is so powerful for its size because it's all die-cast, so it's quite heavy. Should we give it a go for a laugh on the live stream? And if it blows up, it blows up, but it shouldn't because it's brand new.
Oh, come on. We don't want anything blowing up.
It's a cordless motor as well, so very, very powerful. Pop them there. Probably need them later. So, I'm going to put my Midland Railways coaches on because I'll need them for the loco I run after anyway, so it's not an issue. But these are quite old LMS coaches. They're gorgeous. They're big, heavy backing coaches as well. So there's 3 of them. I'm going to put those behind Lion. And you know how small Lion is. It's only a 4-wheel drive loco as well. It's an 042, so it's quite a small locomotive. And it will genuinely, there's a bit of wheel slip, but nothing much, nothing more than you'd expect, and it's running beautifully. I mean, it doesn't even break a sweat. There you go. Look at that. People, look at Lion hauling this train. This should not be a thing, but it is, because Lion is very, very powerful. Kelly's making a train. Do not drop the coal, whatever you do.
I haven't dropped any coal or spilled it, if that, for want of a right word.
No, but that's off the track, but don't want that falling off. There we go. Got Lion. Didn't I tell you it could hold them without breaking a sweat?
I didn't say I didn't believe you.
But you looked at me like a little bit odd and thought, oh, there's no way that'll pull that. It will.
I only gave you that funny look as if to say thousands would not believe you.
Well, no, they wouldn't. But look at it. It runs so well. It's just like doesn't even care. It's beautiful. It's very good. Like it's fantastic. It's Rapido as well. So Rapido
Yeah,
make really good loco. So it's on fire at the minute. So it'll be absolutely beautiful to see this in the winter scene. Later on, there will be a second live stream. If you are watching this, there will be a second live stream where we actually put the winter scene down on the railway. We do it live on YouTube for the first year ever, which will be very, very funny and very exciting. So you don't want to miss that. Obviously, if you are watching, put your requests in because I want to have a bit of a variation of locomotives. And I want to try and rack through as many as I can. So that'll conclude Lion. It's nice to run some locos for once because they've not run for yonks. So I'll pop that one away. It's very, very tiny. It's also very, very delicate. So.
Wouldn't Bobby the Black Five go with those coaches?
The Black Five will be running very soon, which is one you've not actually seen yet. But these coaches I'm going to run with one of my favourite locomotives in the collection.
Oh yeah, the crab.
The crab.
Careful, it doesn't nip you.
Well, I'm not as flipping curls as Sam sometimes in terms of his flipping where he puts his fingers on the locos. He stabbed himself with the crab once, but I've not yet done that. So.
Well, just be careful that you don't.
This is a Bachmann crab. This is the rare National Railway Museum Special Edition, number 13,000. It's the one that's in the National Railway Museum in York. Bought this loco quite a while ago now. I think it was last year. I think it's a year old now. Had it a year.
Yes, I think I remember seeing the review.
Yeah, it was a while ago, so it's quite crazy to think I've had this locomotive a year. It still feels like yesterday I went to go and pick it up. So.
Well, you've got this. It's a mogul type engine, isn't it?
It is a mogul. It's my only mogul, I believe. I think. I've got quite a few 460s, but not. This is my only 260. My first mogul, and I think my only one at the minute. So we'll have to sort that out.
Well, I know you love seeing Millie the Mogul from my railway.
Yes, wasn't it Blossom?
No, well, there's...
Blossom's a mogul.
Yes, that's the Ibot Mogul you're thinking of there. I'm talking about the Great Western one.
Well, I need to get... I have one of those on pre-order. This is the news. I've got some... We'll talk about this in the podcast later of what we're looking forward to going.
You didn't tell me that.
I've got one on pre-order, yeah. I've got the ROD Khaki one on pre-order.
Oh yeah, you did say you wanted it in that livery, but you didn't tell me you had it on pre-order.
I've genuinely got it on pre-order, yeah.
When should it appear?
It's coming in, I think, mid-part 2024, so it should be 6 months or so from now. So hopefully, I think it's May-ish, they're due, but it'll be a bit after because Dapol like to delay their things a little bit. So yeah.
I still haven't got Foxcoat Manor yet.
I've got one on pre-order, so I will be the owner of a 43XX. I've got, I think, 4 locomotives on pre-order. I will discuss these later in the podcast of what they are. And I'm also looking at a couple of other things for pre-order going into 2025 as well. I don't know what that bracket was, but anyway. But we'll discuss that later. I've got some very exciting stuff coming. So
more than I ever will have. Well, you see, Dapol Foxcoat Manor is the only engine I've got on pre-order because I can't afford anything else.
I mean, I can't afford any of them really, but oh well. We'll still just... I'm just going crazy with the railway now going forward. Now that the MX-5 is back and fully restored, it's not taking up as much money now as it would have been. So I can concentrate on the railway a little bit now.
You drive me crazy, I just can't sleep.
Don't sing music in videos because it will get copywritten and then I will get demonetised.
Oh no, it won't. I've done it before and it's done me no harm.
But you've got like slightly different settings to me. I can't afford to have music in videos. So look, the crab doesn't the crab suit those coaches so well? They're not even the crab's coaches. They're for the Midland compound. It looks better with with them than the Midland does. So I'm quite
No,
happy with that.
I think they both look good.
They look fantastic, both of them do, but the crab does look quite good with those coaches, so quite pleased with the way
Has
it
she
looks.
run with the other pair of LMS coaches that I gave you?
Yeah, they're down there, but I run those with the Fowler 4P. They're the Fowlers 4P's
Oh.
coaches now, yeah. Because there's only two as well, so it's a nice small load for the Fowler 4P.
Bobby the Black 5 could haul those, couldn't he?
Well, I run the Black 5 with the XLMS Blood and Custard ones, which came with the Princess Coronation. So they're the larger rake of LMS style coaches for the bigger locos, so the 7F and the which will be coming up very shortly. I have seen the blue one for sale, but I can't go for it because I haven't got the money, and I'm not sure I really want to, because it's quite a lot of money for what is not that good of a locomotive, really. I mean, it's a gorgeous loco, but it's not worth the money that it's up for. I don't know. I'm just, yeah, because I really, really, really want to get the turbo motive in the new year, and I can't get the turbo motive any other way because it's so expensive. I don't. The 7F I'll just save up for and just go because it's rare. I don't mind paying them. So I'll just go for that when I can and just go, right, there's the 7F, I'll buy that. Whereas the turbo motive isn't, to me, there's no rarity value in it really. And it's just like, I don't want to pay 240 quid for a Hornby locomotive that's basically just Princess Elizabeth with a slightly wacky boiler. So it's like, it's a lot of money. So I'm going to be I'm going to go into the turbo motive rather than the 7F because I have a 7F and I'm happy with the one I have. It's 89 in SMTGR Black, which was always the one that I said if I can't get the blue one, or for any reason for the period of time I can't get the blue one, I will always still have the black one. So I'm still happy in that regard. So it doesn't really bother me that I haven't got that because I was so made up to get the black one. That was the one that meant the most to me because it meant I was at least had a 7F in the collection, so that's the one I'm most happiest with. And if I don't get a blue one, then it's not the end of the world, because I still have one, and I've still got a really good one as well. It's not like I've just got a BR liveried one. I've got a genuinely quite a rare one anyway, so I'm happy with that. So yeah, I'm probably looking at the turbo motive, which is the heaviest steam locomotive ever produced by Hornby. The heaviest. It weighs an absolute ton. It's all die-cast in it, so...
Well, I don't like it.
It's Princess Elizabeth. It literally looks exactly the same, just with that couple
Well,
of
yeah, yeah, it is Princess Elizabeth, but I'm sticking to the LMS proper steam engine, thank you.
It did turn into an actual steam loco after the turbine sort of become too difficult to maintain.
Yeah.
We turned it back into more traditional railway locomotive. And then they had I believe it crashed or had an accident and they couldn't repair it, so they scrapped it. It would have been 46202 under British Railways, I think.
Oh, right.
46.
Well, I
Elizabeth-
don't know the story
Elizabeth is 6201, is its LMS number. Turbo motive is 6202,
at all. Yeah.
and Princess Margaret Rose would have been 6203. And the
Yeah.
intention was to save all three, I believe.
But
Obviously, the turbo motive couldn't be saved because it was in a bad way, so we scrapped it. But we did end up with 6201, 6203. I would quite like them to, when they eventually overhaul 6203, to turn it into the turbo motive. That would be quite funny. I'd quite like to see that. Just the body into the not the internal, so it's still a steam loco. Just change the boiler and the coupling rods into the turbo.
I hope that never happens.
I do think it's sick. It'd be so cool to see it. But, oh well.
You get the turbo motive, you'll never hear the end of it.
I will get the turbo motive. I've got a P2 and a Hushruff as well. I will get...
Two of the ugliest engines in your collection.
I don't see what's wrong with them. Everybody else disagrees, but never mind.
They are ugly.
You're the only person who dislikes the P2 that I know of. Anyway. But... And the turbo motive, because everybody likes the turbo motive, but... I like experimental locos because they might not be the most beautiful locos, but they're the most interesting.
Well, I'm glad you haven't got the ugly flying pig.
What's a flying pig? The Ivor.
The Ivor 4, Sam's got one.
Don't like them really. They're a bit boring. There's nothing interesting about them. I like locos that
You
have
and
an
me
interest.
both.
The thing with locos is they have. I like them. I like most of them, but then if I don't necessarily dislike any, it's just more if it suits the collection and if it suits me, like would it get used and stuff like that. And I mean the crab's been running now for like ages, and I love the crab. It's more like it is an unusual locomotive. It's quite interesting in its design, and that's why I like the crab. The crab was a difficult one to get because I was never getting any other crab other than 13,000. It was so hard to get 13,000. So.
How long did it take you to get hold of the engine?
A long time. I regret the regret I do have is I didn't buy one sooner than I did.
Oh, why? A limited edition or something?
No, 13098, which was the Crimson one that they also do, was for sale at the same time that I bought the 28XX. You know the one that had the smoke generator?
Oh yeah,
which was
you
an absolute
called
nightmare.
what did you call that one?
Smoky, I think.
Smoky, yeah, that one.
And I could have bought the crab, but I bought that instead. And I regret buying that because it was an absolute heap of crap. I didn't end up with the crab. But Smoky then did lead to the 28XX I still have, which is getting on 4 years. I will have owned it in February. So quite a long time. It's also one of my favourite locomotives. In fact, probably it's my favourite Great Western locomotive ever. I am absolutely like over the moon with it. I think it's gorgeous. So, in one way, I regret not buying the crab, and in the other way, I don't regret the decision to buy the 28XX because the one I bought then led to the one I still have. And not buying that crab led me to be able to find 13,000 for sale, and I had a little bit of money in the bank and just went out and bought it because of how rare 13,000 actually is. Considering it isn't a special edition, it is just a mainline loco. Like it's not like an NCIM technically. It's not, but it is a miniature version of the one that's in the National Collection.
Yeah.
So therefore, it technically is, but it wasn't under the locomotion or anything, but it's still quite a rare locomotive. It's like the 7Fs are very rare locomotives, even though they're not. Well, the S&DJR ones are very rare, even though they're not special editions. Apart from the blue one, obviously. But yeah, I was never getting any other one than 13,000, so it was very difficult for me to find it. So, anyway, we will stop this one and we will pop another locomotive on. What shall we run? I can't run the pit bar. I want to run the P2, but you don't like the P2.
Yeah, you're not running that while I'm here.
The other problem is if it gets requested, it's going to have to be done.
Oh, well, okay, I might let it go if somebody requests it.
Somebody request the P2 in chat, please, and the Hush Hush.
Hey!
So the
Oh.
pop the crab away. Love that thing.
It gets worse.
I might run the A4s later. One of the A4s later because I haven't run them for a while. So I'm trying to think of what to run. So if
Well, how about something of a different colour?
well, you've not seen the Black 5, so I'll pop that out actually. I'll get the Black 5 out. I'll move the older coaches out the way. Run some LMS. We'll have some LMS for a bit, shall we? Because some of the LMS logos are gorgeous. Also, I didn't have many LMS locos until recently, and I've just gone crazy. Because the Turbomotive is LMS, which is on pre-order. I also have another LMS locomotive on pre-order for next year. But this will all be discussed later, so try not to give anything away. I will say there's some very odd colours coming. Some very odd colours coming to the collection.
Odd.
Odd in that no other locos
You
are
mean
that colour.
weird?
Weird.
I
Unusual.
think that's well, unusual is one of the words I would normally use. Weird is another.
But they are very unusual, I will say. Indeed they are.
The one weird thing I'm known for is weird concoctions of food when I'm hungry.
My mum's very weird with food, so.
But That reminds me.
Right, you won't have seen this locomotive.
No, I did see the review, but
No,
I
I've seen
haven't
the
seen
review.
it in real life till.
So this
Well,
is officially my first Black 5 in ever, because I've never bought one before. Never had one. Bit faster, there we go.
That better?
We'll run this for a bit. Yeah, this is my first Black 5. And it is the the National Collection version.
Yes.
So-
I did have a Black 5 myself, but it wasn't the same as that one.
Was
It
yours
was in.
LMS or
Mine was in British Railways Black.
British Railways? I want to get a British Railways one at some point.
I can't remember the number, but it did begin with a 4.
It's always 4-4 or 4-5 they normally are.
I think mine was 4-5. I can't remember the rest of the number. But, of course, I did have that Black 5. The only thing is, I only kept him till Princess Elizabeth came along.
Yeah, and then it went.
Yeah.
Mm.
But I still have Leander. I'm not giving her up.
Well, it'd be quite nice for you to bring Leander back now that I have Black 5, because
Yes.
the Black 5 and the Jubilees and stuff were quite similar in their designs.
Ah, yes.
So it'd be quite nice to bring that back to see number 5000.
The Jubilees are exactly the same shape as the.
They're very similar shape, yeah, they look very similar.
The only difference is they're a little bit larger.
Yeah,
in
I think
height.
they are slightly taller. And they're slightly more powerful. They were rated
Yeah.
as a 6 rather than a 5. So.
Well, look at your Black 5 now, see, that is of normal height, whereas with the Jubilee, the running plate is just an inch higher, or
Yeah.
two.
But it would be nice to get the Jubilee back to share a bit of running with the Black 5 now that I have a Black 5, so. What the hell happened then?
Don't worry, he's still going. I will bring Leander back if you want me to.
That was the weirdest thing I've ever said.
You're my handsome brother.
It is lovely, isn't it, though? This is the LMS lined black as well, which is the. I always wanted an LMS one, but I don't like the plain black 'cause it's just a bit bland. So I was like, I want the lined black, and I want number 5000 because then it makes the collection. Then I've got number 1000, number 5000, number 13,000, and it's like the LMS collection in it.
Sure.
You just need to complete the full LMS collection. You need 6201, 6203, 6202, which is a turbo motive. You need 89. No, I wouldn't say you need 88, but you need 18, like one of the 7Fs, so 88 or 538 or 88.
What about one of the Ginties?
You need the Ginties. Like you have to have the big collection of the special ones. So, and then you need number 10,000, which is the diesel. You know, the first ever diesel.
Ew.
But number 10,000 is beautiful because it's part of the.
Number 10,000 stinks.
Apart from steam locomotives smell, and they're unreliable. They are. Steam locomotives smell and they're unreliable, and diesel smell but they're reliable. So it's like, which one do you choose?
Excuse me, that you've got that wrong. Steam engines are more reliable than squeaky diesels
Apart-
any day.
Apart from every 5 minutes on the main line, a steam locomotive breaks down and a poor class 47 has to go and rescue them from the middle of the main line, causing havoc. So I would say
Well,
it's the
fair
steam.
enough.
I would say it's the steam as the ones that are more unreliable than the diesels, but
You're not saying that while I'm here, you understand?
I can say that because it's true. But
Not while I'm about, you can't. Yeah,
Mm.
I know steam engines break down, but that doesn't render them as unreliable as a stinky diesel.
I mean it does, but I mean I think steam locos are nicer. They're nicer to look at. They sound nicer. They smell nicer. I mean I like the smell of diesel. It's very nice. But diesels are very good locomotives for a lot of things, which is high speed passenger, high speed freight, which steam locos can't do anymore because they're not on the main line in that regard anymore, and also they're not that fast anymore. compared to a diesel, because most diesels are quicker than steam. I think it's touching. I think the bogey's touching the coupling rod on one side. It's getting a bit stuck. Right. Oh, I think it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. I think when it goes around the corner, I think it's just resting slightly on one side.
Right.
So it's not. It's nothing. Could be fine. Yes. Speaking of the 7F, we'll pop that on now. Same coaches because it's just nice and easy. Pop that there.
So you've got wonderful railway to last, eh?
I don't know what GWR I'm running today. I'm mainly doing LMS, I think, because there's a lot of LMS locomotives.
Well,
Also, it's easier when you're just using the same coaches as well.
yeah, you don't have to faff about so much.
You noticed that Sam Strange does that on his live stream, so.
The 280 is the only type of engine I have not got.
You've never had a 280?
No.
It's only the Southern Railway I haven't got the 280 from, because I don't think we've made one.
I don't think they did.
So I've got a 280 from the LNER, I've got one from the Great Western, and I've got one from the LMS now.
Yeah.
So.
I haven't got any.
Would you not consider a 2800 plus GWR? Is
Well,
Dapol are making one? New one?
Well, maybe. Depends how much it costs.
I think it's 161.
Hmm.
Which actually isn't that bad considering the size.
Well, you see, although my mum is happy about me getting Foxcote Manor, she's not happy about me buying any more. So, that's why I said Foxcote Manor is the last engine on my wish list ever, and I'm not getting any more.
Unless you get rid of one and one comes in, I don't know how it works, but I mean, I'm just getting whatever I want, I'm just going crazy, so.
Well, the only way I'd fit a 280 in is if I swapped one.
I mean, what I've got to try and do is balance between do I need it, do I not, and most of them I do. There's 50 that I do.
Like weighing up the pros and cons.
Yeah, I haven't got the space, but I will say by this time next year there will be 60 or more in the collection.
60?
Yes, there will be more than 60. It'll go up by nearly 10 every year. Or more.
You're not going to be as crazy as Sam Strange now, are you?
No, because he gets like 100 every year. But
It's time he learned to stop collecting. He hasn't got room for any more.
I mean, I don't have the room, but I can put like little cupboards at the bottom there and put them across there if I needed to.
What do you
the
use
main
those
one.
drawers for?
It's that one that's the I want stuff
No,
with doors on
not
it.
these.
Oh, they're not going in there.
Oh.
Or it should be like a semi sort of sideboard to put them in, protecting the locos and protecting them from like sunlight and stuff.
So, say I wanted a 280, what would you recommend?
Avoid tender dry.
Well, yeah, I want it
Proper
loco
shoes.
drive.
Hornby, the Hornby 28XX is brilliant in loco dry. I would say don't bother with a 7F because they're too expensive. They're very, very expensive for what they are. Even though I am running a 7F, being a bit of a hypocrite, but if you're not obsessed with them, there's no point. 2800, got Hornby one, or get a new Dapol one. Because then you have the Dapol Manor and the Dapol 43XX, maybe that's a good idea. You got a bit of a Dapol collection. You can get 8Fs, but depends if you want an 8F. You've got the War Department 280, which is quite a unusual locomotive. I will be getting some of those. You've got the Thompson 01, which is a very good locomotive, the LNR one. They're also very inexpensive.
So if you wanted a really good Hornby 280 but at a very low cost, the Hornby Thompson 01 is a good one to go for. You've got the Robinson 04, which is the Greater Central design one. If you wanted that, that's also a 280. And then you've also got the Great Western 30XX, the ROD one. Similar to the Thompson 04, the Robinson 04, which is also an ROD locomotive as well. But you could go for that as well. I nearly bought a 30XX, but I'm waiting for a green one to pop up. So I've not got one yet. So there's a lot of 280s you could choose from. There's probably loads I've missed off. But I would say to go for a 2800 class, 2800 class or 2884, Hornby or Dapol, but a Hornby loco drive to the modern one or the modern new Dapol one which is coming out next year. So they're not much different in price really, because the Hornby ones still fetch quite a decent money because they're very good. So
Okay.
but
Well, I can't afford one right now because
Yeah.
I gotta wait for my payment to go through for Foxcote Manor first.
yeah. I mean, if you wanted a Thompson 01, which I do recommend because they're really good locos, it's a super detail Hornby loco and stuff. They're about, you can get them for about 80 quid, which is
Okay.
half the price of the Dapol 28XX. So you could get two Thompson 01s for the price of the Dapol.
I don't think I've got room for two.
Obviously not, but it puts it to reference. There is currently a 30XX, which is a Great Western logo, but the in BR Black on Hattons for £68, reduced from 130.
Right, okay.
So it's a really good price. I nearly bought that, but
Well-
I am waiting for a greenie, so that's why I've not bought one.
Do you think you'll ever see a green one?
Yeah, because they do them, and they do pop up every now and again. So I'm going to go for a green 30XX. I want a Robinson 04. I'm not going to go for the Great Central one because it's firstly too rare, too expensive, and I don't really like the delivery, to be fair. I'm going to go for just a BR Black, I think, on that one.
Oh.
I don't really like the ROD livery. It's just too much black. There's no red buffer beams on it. It's just like, no. But yeah, there's quite a lot of 280s, and then you've got two 080s as well. So you've got the Raven Q6 and the G2A. So if you wanted those, but the Raven Q6s fetch a lot of money for some stupid reason. I'm still waiting for one at the right price to come up because I don't want to pay a lot of money for one. The G2As don't fetch much money really, so you can get one of those quite well. I got one for £80, and it's a Batman LMS. Oh, it's a Batman LNWR design. It's very, very beautiful. It's also very well detailed, and it's got an open smoke box door, which I know you like because you have two locos with it. So,
Yes. Actually, thinking of engines with firebox glows in them,
yes.
City of Truro, the Dapol Great
City
Western
Truro
logo,
doesn't have a firebox glow. It's got a
the
firebox.
J72 has one,
Yes, it does. The 94XX has one as well, which I have, so that's not too bad.
and also Princess Elizabeth has a firebox glow.
Oh yeah, I remember it was one of the first locos Hornby did with it, didn't they?
Yeah.
The
So you
turbo,
get that.
the Turbo Motive has one because it uses a similar design to Elizabeth, doesn't it? I think
Yeah.
it does, but I'm not sure. It might do. But
Watch your on, pinch your butt.
that's going to be, when it comes into the collection, it's going to become the most expensive locomotive I've got. If you go off RRP, not what I pay, but because
I know what you mean.
I bought the P2 brand new for 130 quid. I am genuinely good at bargains. Because I got rid of locos and put the part X in them, I got it for 130 quid. Its actual RRP is £254.99 for the P2. It's ridiculously expensive. Do you know what the Turbo Motives is on Hornby? For the DCC ready version, £266.49.
Well, okay.
267 quid for a loco. Nobody's gonna pay that. I'm not paying that.
Well, I you've probably heard the story before, but as you know, I was part exchanging my engines to get certain new ones. Princess Elizabeth cost £200 exactly.
Which is a lot. That is a lot.
For-
That was a lot back then. I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of locos have gone up now, and on average, they are going for around the £200 mark. I mean, if you look at the V2, for example, it's 230 quid for the Green Arrow, which I do want, and I will pay that because it's National Collection. If you get just a normal loco, I mean, you're looking at like Dapol are a relatively inexpensive brand, and the 43XX is 140 quid. Anyways, the one I've got on pre-order is 154 quid for a 43XX, which isn't a very big loco. So
Yeah.
so locos are expensive, but 190 to 200 quid when Elizabeth came out, which is quite a while ago now. It was about 2018 or 2019, I think it came. I think it was 19 it came out, or it might be 20. It was a while ago, but that was a lot of money back then for a loco.
I know. Well, as I say, I part exchanged 4 of my engines for her, and that
Four?
got 4. That got me up to £160.
Well, that's not too bad. That's a good price for Elizabeth, to be fair. That's a very good price.
And I did offer the last £40 in cash, but Paul Boylan let me take the engine away for £160.
So that's pretty good, isn't it?
So where on earth are you going to find a bargain like that?
So with the Part X, it was 160, or was it with the Part X 200?
It was with the 4 engines I was part exchanging for
Yeah.
Princess Elizabeth. That got me up to £160, which was 40 short of the asking price,
Yeah.
200.
Yeah. So he did you a deal on 160 because you Part X.
No, it wasn't really a deal on my part. Because I offered the last 40 in cash.
Yeah.
And then Paul went and looked on his computer, and then he gave me a look and said, "Take her, she's all yours," meaning I could take her away for £160.
Well, I went to Chester Cathedral to Making Tracks, and they had the P2 Prince of Wales on there, and it was 230 quid it was up for. It was discounted to 230. And I was like, I can't afford that. So I was trying to look for locos I could afford. Because I wasn't expecting him to give me such a good deal on the locos I had. So I took Batman Dimmoor Manor, Hornby Thomas, Hornby Percy, 2 full HST rakes, so all the coaches as well, I think. And I took a Class 08, I think, as well. And I took the 47, but I kept that. And the Class 08. He said, so I just said to him, how much would you sort of take off the price of any locomotive? He said, I'll take the money off any loco, you can have like anything and it'll be reduced from that. So I was like, alright, how much would you take off? And he went, I'll do 100 quid for the lot. I was like, 100 quid is a lot. That's like half price for the P2. So I was like, 100 quid off 130 quid. I genuinely snatched his hand off for Prince of Wales. It was also the only one left. So I snatched his hand off and got Prince of Wales for 130 quid. Anyway, look at the size difference between the Black 5 and the... The Black 5 is a massive loco and it's so small compared to this thing. This is one of my more recent locomotives in that it was like not short of like 8 months ago that I bought this now. So that shows how long I've not had locos for. Not bought locos for. So this is City of Bristol in BR Line Blue, which is officially my first BR Express Passenger Blue locomotive or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
So, of not many that I will own, not many, I can probably tell you the list of locos I would have in this livery left. There's one that I can think of from the top of my head, which is the King class.
Like King Edward II, it did.
Yes. But I want number 6000, which is the one that everybody wants. You know,
King George V with the bell on the
Yeah.
front.
And then the other one I want is the blue one. But it doesn't matter about the blue one being preserved. I'm not really bothered about that. Because as long as I've got 6000, I'm not bothered if the second one is preserved or not. So I do want to get a King class in BR Line Blue.
What about the slightly smaller one, the Castle class? Anything about
Don't
it?
think we did a blue one in that. Not from memory, anyway.
No, but I mean,
I do want.
don't you think? Well, wouldn't you like a castle class in green?
Yes, I do want to get one. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with Hogwarts yet. The one I have. I
The
don't.
red one.
Yeah, I don't know whether to keep it or get rid and get Alton Hall instead. I wouldn't get Hogwarts Castle. If I got the Hall version, I wouldn't get Hogwarts Castle. I would get Alton Hall, but I don't know whether to just have Alton Hall and Hogwarts Castle, because then it's quite cool. Or to just get another castle. But I do like the castle, the Hogwarts I have, being a castle. Because I like the fact it's called Hogwarts Castle and it is a castle, even though it's not meant to be. It's very confusing. But then if I had Alton Hall, it would make sense to have the castle version of the Hogwarts Castle, and then I've got Alton Hall. So that's probably going to get kept, because it's quite a cool logo, I do like it. In terms of a castle, I don't know yet what castle I would end up with. But I am looking at getting one. I want to get a couple hall classes as well. I don't want a green hall class though.
So, well, Rude Ashton Hall's been on this railway. She's in green.
Well, I like that. I like Rude Ashton Hall. It's probably the only one I get in green. But what I'm probably going to do is, because I want to try and vary the colours a little bit, I don't want to end up with too many green logos. So I'm going to end up with a green castle, and then I'll probably get Alton Hall, which is red, and a black, BR-lined black hall. Because I quite like halls in BR-lined black.
Well,
Batman do them.
like with the slacker used to be black.
I don't know. I'm not bothered about them being preserved if one of them at least is. So Alton Hall is preserved and the other one won't be. So that's what I usually try and go for. Is I try and go for one preserved member and one scrap member of the class. Sometimes it doesn't work that way, but if you notice, I do have quite a lot of preserved locomotives. So my Adams is, one of the Terriers is, the West Country class is. So I'll have a so I'll have a scrap West Country or whatever like that going forward. I mean, this isn't preserved. City of Bristol is not preserved. I don't think it is. I'm sure we've got City of Birmingham. So
It's actually City of Birmingham.
Yeah.
Duchess of
Duchess of
Sutherland, who's still running,
Yeah.
and
got
Duchess of Hamilton.
Hamilton, but there's Coronation, there's Princess Coronation, and there's Duchess. They're all very similar, but they are slightly different.
I
This is a
thought they
Princess
were the same
Coronation.
class.
They are very slightly different. There are some changes. They've got different names, but they are slightly different. But they're pretty much the same.
Yeah, Duchess of Hamilton has got that awful bathtub casing
Do you
on
know
it.
I actually really like? That's a loco I need to get. Actually.
Ugh.
That's a loco I need to.
Not
I need
in
to get
that bathtub casing.
I have to because
Ew.
I'm going for the National Collection in miniature, aren't I? So I've got to get all of them in the National Collection style.
Well, you'll be very sorry you got rid of the HSTs because one of the power cars is in there now as well.
I know, but there will be HST joining the collection in the future, but in a quite a long time off. But it will happen eventually.
Oh, I hope we're all still alive by then.
Won't be that long off, Jesus. Won't be that long off. I'm going to show you that. But I love this loco.
What do you love about her?
I don't know. I think it's one of the very few. The thing with BR lined blue, I think it's a very weird livery in that it doesn't suit a lot of locomotives.
Well, no, it doesn't suit every single one of them exactly, but it suits a few.
These are insanely good looking in BR lined blue.
What about the
King
GWR?
class. The King class is the other one that suits it. I think it looks superb. I don't like the A4 in it. And a lot of people are going to kill me, but I don't like the A4 in it. I like the A4 in every other livery except from... I don't like them in LNAR apple green. I don't think they suit it. And I don't like them in BR lined blue. I like them in LNAR wartime black. They look superb. Sir
Dull
Nigel Grayson
and
looks
boring.
incredible.
What about Garter Blue?
Garter blue, perfect. Got one.
Like Mallard?
Experimental purple is insanely cool.
Yeah, that's okay.
BR green, nothing wrong with BR green.
Like number 9.
Yeah, do like BR lime green, and I like the silver as well. You know, silver.
Oh,
The
yeah.
weird silver colour they did it, the whitey silver. I like
Yeah.
that as well. And I will say I will own one of each. So I'll own a Garter. I've already got one. Experimental purple. I've already got one. I will own the black one. I'm gonna get one. I'm going to get a BR lined green one, and I'm going to get a silver one.
Well, there were a few in BR days with that silver colour.
Silver Link, Silver Fox, there's loads. You can still pick them up. They're very
Yeah,
pricey, but you can pick them up.
How much for?
Bit of
Let's do
sneeze
it again.
first.
Bless you.
They're about 200 a pop,
Oh, right.
so they're quite pricey.
Oh, okay.
The other thing, I don't like the A1/A3 in BR Blue. Tornado's okay.
Yeah, like
Okay.
what I've got.
Yeah, but I don't like Scotsman in blue.
Uh,
I'm not a fan.
no. Oh, you see, with Tornado, she wore quite a few different colours over time.
The Ram Raider B&Q with Tornado, it's been in that many colours. It's flipping hilarious.
Well, which one did you prefer her in?
I've always preferred the apple green, and my job for next year is to get the slightly more premium version of the Honda Tornado, which is the one in the Aberdonian training pack
Oh yeah.
with the coaches. That's what I will be getting one of those next year. So that is definitely coming to the collection very soon.
So you'll have a Tornado model, a bit
I
like
will
me.
then have a Tornado model then, because I cannot believe I've been collecting locomotives for, it's probably going to be 10 years next year, or not far off, and I haven't collected a Black 5 until now, or Tornado. How have I not? It's obvious you have to. I've also got to get a premium Flying Scotsman because I've got a railroad one, and I want to keep a railroad one because it means a lot sentimentally to me. But I do want to try and get a premium version, and I also want to. I want to try and get a couple of other A1s. So I want to get Lemberg.
Lemberg, that's a funny name.
I know it is. It's in LNER wartime black, which looks amazing.
Hang on, what about, there's one in between you haven't thought about yet, the A2.
I'm on the fence about A2s. I'm thinking because I have the two P2s now, so I've got Cock of the North and Prince of Wales. I'm thinking of getting A2 Cock of the North, because then it matches my P2 Cock of the North. But I won't be getting an A2-3 unless I got Edward Thompson.
No, I don't mean the A2
Oh, the
slash-
peppercorn one.
Yeah, the peppercorn one, that's what I'm on about.
Only if I could get Blue Peter.
The only one preserved.
Only one I would get, yeah. So it'd have to be Blue Peter, and only Batman makes that A2. So it isn't the best loco in the world.
So,
But,
well,
so I would have to get Blue Peter. I'm not really bothered about the livery because it's appeared in many different ones, and because
I've only ever seen her in Brunswick Green.
they do an apple one as well, but because, and that's where it isn't at the minute, but I'm not, it would make sense because the Peppercorn A1 is going to be, which is Tornado, is going to be in apple green. It would make sense to get Blue Peter and BR lime green. I think
Right.
that's what we
Excuse me, I think I need blue.
Right.
Excuse me, everyone.
I will change the loco over. I'll put something else on. Right, we'll swap locos. We'll pop something else on, shall we? Pop that back in. That's a big locomotive, that. It actually struggles to fit in the cupboard because it's so long. Right, but to change the coaches over because we're going to have a bit of change. We're not going to run LMS now. We're going to run something else because we need to vary it a little bit. So, I will say there is a locomotive coming at Christmas. It is not a steam locomotive, it is a diesel, but there will be a review of that, obviously. Before then, we have some bits coming out, so it's going to be quite fun to do that. So if you want to obviously sub and watch all the videos we do, it does really help us. It's also just a fun, just be quite fun to watch stuff. So we don't go super crazy with anything, but we've got some really cool stuff coming up next year, so that I have planned anyway. So, right, I'm running a slightly unusual locomotive, especially considering it's pulling coaches, which it normally wouldn't, but why not? Mentioned this loco previously in the stream, so which is the Thompson 01, I believe. My first Thompson loco of not many, because there's not many to get. Does suit those. They're Presley coaches, by the way. So I'm being a little bit of a traitor with this consist, but it looks quite good, so I'm not complaining. Do like this. It's also very inexpensive. I can't get over how well priced these logos are considering what you get. You do get premium detailing. It's a bit more simplified, but you still get a bit of premium detailing, and you get a premium mechanism. So it's a good logo. Fantastic little things. They're not the most powerful logos in the world, but they're still pretty good, really, I would say. So, just a reminder: if you are watching and you want to request anything, get your requests in. Please request the P2. That would be really good fun. Because then there's an excuse for me to run it then. Because Kelly doesn't like the P2. But anyway.
Yes, I'll keep an eye on the engine.
What's been requested? Have we had any requests?
Can you run the? You meant to put Prince of Wales
That's what
as my girlfriend for my girlfriend, as she's Welsh, with a concise of your choice.
Yes, gets run a P2. Look at that. There you go.
Oh, thank you. That's one.
Coming in. Thompson 01 still going round nicely. Right. Kelly, unfortunately, the P2 has to run. But it is the brand new one, and it looks so cool. It's
Oh,
just,
right.
It is very nice. it's got all the lining on it and stuff that the old one doesn't. But I have two now. I am keeping the railroad one though.
Well, yeah.
For obvious reasons. It is also insanely heavy, but it isn't as heavy as the railroad one, which makes me laugh.
Would you say it's as heavy as Princess Elizabeth?
I would probably a similar figure, but there is because this one has the die-cast running plate on it, whereas but this one's heavier than the Streamline one.
Yeah.
Do. This is heavier than the Streamline one because the Streamline one doesn't have a die-cast running
Oh,
plate. but this
right.
one does,
Okay.
So, we'll just recycle the
I just like to try and learn the difference between the two.
Well, this is an 8-wheel drive passenger locomotive, which is very, very rare. It's also insanely powerful. It's a 282. So we're going from a 288 to a 282. But look at the size difference between.
Let me see that close up. I haven't seen it properly.
It's quite wacky, isn't it? It's different.
And ugly.
But look, that's the Thompson 01, by the way.
Yeah, I like the Thompson 01.
Do you like these? They're quite nice, aren't they?
Yeah.
These are very inexpensive, so you can put one. You can like this one I bought was about 80 quid.
So if I were, I know I'm not, but if I were wanting to buy one now, how much would they expect me to pay?
Around 80 quid if you buy one from Hattons.
Okay.
Which is a pretty good price. In fact, when they were brand new, they were only about £99 or something, brand new. So
That cheap?
yeah, when they were released, they're not. I don't know why they're not why they're inexpensive, but they're very good locomotives. Got
Well,
good mechanisms and stuff. So
I think if I were to buy a 280, because I've never really had one in my collection at all, I think I would go for a Great Western one.
oh, this has firebox glow as well,
Yeah.
which I actually didn't know until about 4 days after I bought the loco and I realised it. I didn't know. Because I'm not used to most locos having it. 'cause I'm
You've
not
got to
having
test these things out, haven't you?
Should I do a running session with all of the locomotives in the collection with all the locomotives I got with Firebox Glow? Should I do a running session with them all? And
Yeah,
see
do
which one I
that. Do
could
that. Yeah, yeah.
because
Do
I've not
that.
got many. I think
No, I know you haven't. I haven't got
So
many
what
with a
I'm-
Firebox Glow
what I
either.
might have to do is get a few more
With a Firebox
with
Glow.
Firebox Glow before I do it. But I think from memory, the Dapol Dinmore Man has got it, 94's got it, this has it. I think the Turbo Motive will have it when that comes. And then I think there might be one more. I don't know if there is though. No, I'm not sure actually. So I think they're the ones with it at the minute. So what I'll probably do is get a couple more locos and then do a run session with them. So if we can get 6.
Actually, I haven't thought to do that sort of running session myself.
You should do. Have you got any locos with Firebox Glow though?
Yes, I have. But I think nearly all of them have visited this railway.
I've got to be really careful with this logo because it's so big. It can't go very, very fast.
Well,
Because it is massive. But
you see, well,
the thing with it is, I know a lot of people are a little bit on the fence about the styling, but it's just so big and imposing, and like it's absolutely. The thing is, the logo is absolutely massive, and you don't realise how big it is until you actually realise how flipping massive it is. Look at the size. The Black 5 is tiny compared to it, and the Black 5 is a big logo. So if the Black 5 is tiny, then it shows how big they are.
well, the Firebox Glow engines I've got are the Dapol Mogul, the Great Western one.
That's coming actually, yeah. I might wait till I get that.
Then, if you want to go slightly upwards, then you've got Hinton Manor in my
Yeah,
collection.
'cause yours is Dapol, isn't it?
Yeah,
So
with the Firebox Glow. You've got the standard 4 tank engine. That one has got a Firebox Glow.
it's unusual
Lizzie.
for locos of that age to have it, but some do. It's. Can't
Guys,
remember.
I'm doing you some pizza happy.
Do you
Do
have,
you want
Yes.
some
do you have to
cold
speak
bread
on
and
that
crisp
one?
as well?
Go away.
Go!
Go away. Go away. Thank you. We got disturbed. We'll run a few more. So after Prince of Wales, which I wanted to run anyway because it's the
Yeah.
second newest, and I wanted it in the live stream anyway, so I'm glad it was requested. We'll stick on Dinmore Manor, and then we'll probably just leave it at that.
So, I know I'm very I'm itchingly close to 600 subscribers.
Yes. You might be on it now. Don't we check?
Well, if you wouldn't mind, I mean, I know I only ever upload like one day a week, but
Hey, you're 601.
oh gosh, I've already passed that.
Yep, 601, Kelly. So, congratulations on 600 subscribers.
Can we celebrate with your railway somehow? I don't know exactly what we would do, but
I don't know. I mean, this is a celebration running all these lovely locomotives for once, because they've not ran for yonks.
well, you were busy getting Massey restored, weren't you?
Yeah, but that's took a lot of time, and working as well. It's took a lot of time out of everything. It's just, I'm glad it's done, but it took over 3 months.
Yeah, you did say it was going to take about that.
It was we dropped him off on July the 31st. He come home on November the 4th.
Oh,
So it's only been back 22 days as well. It's only been back 3 weeks. So it's took a long time. I mean, you've not fully seen it yet, but you'll see it later. But it's been hard as well. But the main concentration now going forward is now that he still needs money spending on it. Like it does. I need a few things. I want to do a couple of things to it. But because it's been fully restored now, it doesn't need any ridiculous sums of money spending on it. So I can save a little bit of money now and put it into the railway, which is the main thing I want to do. So I can put money into getting more locomotives, more rolling stock. I want to get some Network South East coaches next year as well.
how many?
I want to get a rake of 3 because I don't need more. More than that, I just want a nice small. Well, maybe a rake of 4 because then it'll be for the 47. So
Yeah, sure.
I want to just get what I want and make the collection as big and cool as possible. And once I've got the space, who knows, might want to join. I'm looking at 2 different Garretts and the big boy.
I know you haven't got room for it, but if you had, would you consider going smaller to N gauge?
No, I would never consider going smaller. I'd only ever consider going bigger.
Like G scale, if you had
I
room
go
for
to
that.
the only one I would go up to is O. But if I
Oh.
got O, I haven't got the space. I haven't got the money, and there's not really a lot available in O gauge. I don't know which one. Like I wouldn't. It's very difficult to get locos in O scale. Like really, like there's not as much choice as there is in double O. So double O for me is the size that I'll always go with.
Sam, well, I'm only asking because Sam has now got O gauge.
You've got NTT, double O and O.
Yeah, isn't that a bit crazy?
It is a bit. I'm sticking with one. HO technically counts as double O, so there
Yeah,
will be a
because
couple
it's
HO.
basically the same sort of thing.
So the America, in terms of foreign locomotive, go and grab some and eat them in here. Some of the little bits of bread. Alright. You come in.
Don't you want one?
I'll get one in a minute. In terms of foreign, I'll be looking at a couple of Germans. So probably two German locomotives.
What about Australian?
I wouldn't. The only foreign I'd go is 2 German locos. So the big 10-wheel freighter and maybe a Pacific or something slightly smaller, but tender locos. And I would go for the big boy, the Daylight as Americans, GS4. And then I would go for the S160, which is being done by Rapido. I'm going to have to pre-order that when it comes on, when we get the announcement for deliveries and stuff, etc. S160, which technically doesn't count. The dock tank, the US ATC one that you can get, and the that's about it. And then I'd have 2 Garretts, which are technically foreign, but they're technically British because they were built in Britain, but they were for South Africa and stuff like that. So that's what I would do. I'm not going to be going for any more than I'm going to have 2 US locos, 2 British-built US locos, which is the Dock Tank and the S160, and then I'm going to have 2 German locos. So I'm not going to have anything super expensive, like super foreign or super mad bonkers expensive or anything like that. Even though the big bar is expensive, but I don't think it's actually that much, really. The new Belgian Bayer Garrett, the U1, is more expensive than the big boy.
More expensive by how much?
It's £339.
Ooh, I wouldn't be willing to pay that.
No, I wouldn't. For a Bayer Garrett, well, I mean, I want it, so I will do, but it's going to take a lot of money to do that. Should we run an A4, or should we just do Dimwell Manor, and then...
Hang on. Tell Kelly City of Truro will be on the layout during the podcast to cheer her up.
Yeah, we'll put that on the... so it's on the camera.
Well, we've both seen Alfie's model of City of Truro, haven't we?
Yeah. And I'm going to get Dimwell Manor. There we go. Cheers, a little bit of a manor. This is the manor that I like properly love.
Is it
Beautiful.
a favourite one of yours? Because I was the one who bought her for you.
It's mainly because it's the modern Dapple one in the livery I wanted, and it's also, I believe Dimwell Manor in this livery is a special edition, so you can only buy it from Dapple's website. Do you remember? Because
Oh, yeah, yeah.
you can only buy it from Dapple's website.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that, but I went onto Dapple's website and I managed to buy her for you.
I know. Well, this one you cannot buy this loco from Hattons or anything like that because it's Dapple exclusive. So you have to go onto Dapple UK and buy it. So it is slightly more expensive as well. But I think it's gorgeous. So I'm going to pop the Nightmare Bachmann Mark 1s on.
Here, let me help you.
The ones that are very troublesome.
Well, they're not really all that... Well, only the brake coach was ever troublesome with me.
Yeah, I think that was the one that's always troublesome.
You can just get the hair off.
There's no hair on it.
I'll do
the
that.
couplings are a little bit of a nightmare as well.
Yeah.
And this is my original one, so it matches beautifully.
Yeah.
And then I've got my little Lima full brake, which goes at the front.
And I gave you those two, didn't I? The ones at the
so
back.
we've got a rake of 4 now, which is pretty good. There we go, all in. There you go. It does haul it quite well. They've not got the most torque in the world, but it's quite a weighty loco, so it is powerful enough to haul this.
Would you say that was your favourite Dapple engine so far?
I've only got 2. No, my favourite Dapple loco is the 68 diesel.
Oh.
Of the 2 that I've got. Well, that's like saying, what's your favourite loco? My favourite loco isn't a Dapple loco at all. It's not fair when I've only got 2. I do have another one on pre-order, so and probably a couple more in the future. So who knows? But it is lovely there, that Dimwell Manor, isn't it? Dapple did a really good job with these. So, but yeah, I've got the 43, haven't I, on pre-order? So
Yeah.
it's the one I can reveal. I have genuinely pre-ordered it. I have 3 of the locos on pre-order, which is quite interesting. And then a couple that I'm looking at pre-ordering. A couple that I really want but they're too expensive. But we will reveal this in the podcast soon. So,
What's your favourite livery for a manor in general?
that one, I think. Oh no, my favourite livery for Great Western Locos, on average, I would say, is BR lined green.
Which I call Brunswick green.
So that's what I would say. I do like lined black, but only on a couple of locos. So I will probably have a BR Black Hall. I'll have this.
You said you wanted
Yeah,
something
I'll have
like
this.
And the only other one I will probably get is a large prairie, but I will also have a BR lime green version of that.
Well, I have got good news on the real Foxcote Manor front. Although her boiler ticket has been stopped, so major repairs can be carried out, she will be repainted in Brunswick Green again.
That's what the model I have is in, so it's quite nice to see. So, and Dimwell Manor is in BR lined green.
Black. Oh,
Black.
Black.
Black. There's too many BR lined liveries. And
That's trouble.
I believe Hinton Manor is in Great Western Green.
Yeah, she's been repainted into Great Western
So I've
Green.
got all the matches. So
Yeah. Apart from Odney Manor, I think Odney Manor is the only engine never to wear BR Black because she is still in green.
wow.
I know that Lytham Manor was in actually Great Western Green, which is a slightly lighter shade, but now she's BR Black.
Well, your 14 double X matches really nicely.
Yeah,
doesn't it?
kind of same sort of livery.
Should put it on the back as a little banker.
Shall I?
Well, no, I'll have to change controller though, because I've got the feedback on, so I don't want to
Yeah, well, let's not tempt fate with that.
No, we don't want
No, I don't want
to.
to.
That'll run on the non-feedback, so it's not an issue. But
Yeah,
maybe
but-
just leave it for now.
I don't want damage to be caused to her.
Well, I wouldn't if I changed the controller anyway, so
No.
it's not an issue. It was like, you're not supposed to run cordless with feedback. Most people do, and you don't have an issue, but it can cause internal problems, and I would rather just have a second controller to do that. I'm going to change that HM2000 by the way. That's
What sort of controller?
Gauge Master,
Oh yeah, like Sam's
like what
got.
Sam's got.
Yeah.
I'm going to change her.
Oh, hold on. Excuse me.
Right, Kelly's found some food. She's running away.
I'm not running away, but I'm hungry, if you know what I mean.
Right, I will join in a second.
We will conclude the live stream there. We're going to have a pause for the time being. We will be back very shortly though with the winter scene after we filmed our podcast and stuff. So we will be back. Unfortunately, we might do a bit of a running session later. I'm not sure. I might do a winter scene running session if you wanted to do a part 2. I'm not sure. We'll see how time goes. It is 2 o'clock already now. Flipping heck. We've been doing this for a while, so. But yeah, we've got a lot of stuff to get through, so it depends. But we will be back live again this afternoon in an hour or so, maybe. It might be a bit longer. Hopefully not too long. I do remember, if you ever have any requests, you can either send me them via social media, or you can do them live on the chat and I'll do them live, or you can post them on comments on normal videos and I will make a video of your request, so we can have some wacky ones. But yes, but that's it for now, and I will see you shortly for another live this afternoon, and we'll get some videos filmed so that you have some content basically. So yeah, take care and see you shortly.